నేను మనోడి దగ్గర కాడికి వెళ్ళొద్దన్నా అని చెప్పి ఇప్పుడు వచ్చాము లేకపోతే నేను మొన్న రమ్మన్నా వచ్చాను.
Hi, good afternoon. Online people, please confirm my voice is audible. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. We'll do one thing, Andy. So whatever the example we discuss on the student and student target table, just we'll try to do this activity in practical. So with that, if you have any kind of questions, you can able to get the clarification for all those questions. Okay, so if you want to do the practicals, what we have to do? First, we need to create the table. So I will quickly give the comment for create table. In the Telegram group, just I put you the create table script for the student source table. So please try to create the table. I am sending the insert comments also. By using that, try to insert the data into the table. So I given the structure for student table, and also I given the insert statements to load the data into the table. Please try to run both the query, all the three queries from the MySQL. So why we are doing this exercise might be, I am assuming might be some people are not understood this concept already, but this is the one of the important concept you should have to understood. That's the reason I trying to explain one more time with the practicals. Go ahead. Okay. After running the queries, you can able to see the data like this. Whatever that we are having in the Excel sheet, same data you can able to see in the MySQL console. So we are having the two records. Now, as per the requirement, how we need to frame the query? I will prepare the query for you here.
నువ్వు పెట్టేసుకోలేదా?
కర్రీ కలుపుకుందాం. ఏ కలుపుకుంటారా?
So I given all the queries only. So in the Telegram group, so please try to run all those queries. I given the student source table structure. I given the data for the student source table. After that, I given the query for to convert that horizontal data into the vertical format. Whatever the query we need to prepare, I shared that query also. Okay. Now my requirement is I want to load this data into the target table. So if you want to load the data, first we need to create the target table, right? So I will give the target table structure also. So I sent the target table structure, student underscore target table. Okay. So just observe here only for a few minutes. So this is the source table. In the source table, how many records we are having? We are having the only 2 records. Coming to target table, we are having the 0 number of records. Now my requirement is from the source table to target table, I want to load the data. While performing the loading operation, I want to convert this horizontal data into the vertical format. To convert the horizontal data into the vertical format, what is the query we can able to write? This is the query we can able to use to convert horizontal data into the vertical format. But our requirement is you want to convert horizontal data in the vertical format or you want to load the data into the target table. I want to load the data into the target table. So what we have to do here? We need to give the query like insert into student target table. What is the query we are using? From the source table, we are converting horizontal data into vertical format by using the select statement query. This data I want to load into my target table. That's the reason just we are given the combination of both the queries and the insert query and select query. Just I'm giving the semicolon at the end. See here, query is executed and 6 rows are inserted. Just I'm pasting the same query in the Telegram group. So by using this query, we are loading the data into the target table. So once you are going to run the query in the target table, you can able to see the data in the vertical way like this. So source table, we are having the 2 records. In the target table, we are having total 6 number of records. Any questions so far? Okay. Now my requirement is, I want to compare data between source table and target table by applying the requirement. I want to compare data between source and target by applying the requirements. So why I'm calling it as applying the requirements, Sunday? Because if you see the source table data, in the source table, how many records we are having? Only 2 records. But coming to target table, total we are having the 6 records. Now our requirement is, I want to validate the data in the target table. If you want to validate the data, what we have to do first? We need to apply the requirement on the source table. That data we need to compare with our target table. Now for that, what is the query we prepared in the previous classes? What's the query? Select star from target table. After that, we are applying the minus operator. After that, within the bracket, we are giving this whole query. So why we are giving this query again? Now this time we are giving this whole query for the purpose of doing the validations and not for inserting. On top of the source table, we are applying the union operator. Once we are going to run this query, what will happen? It will give the 6 records. Those 6 records I want to compare with my target table. That's the reason on top of the source table, by applying the requirement, we are framing the query like this. And this is my target table. Now indirectly what we are doing here, we are performing target query minus source query. What I told you earlier, so in the MySQL side, our minus operator is not working. Just I will show you quickly. So this query giving the error like this only, so it's giving some kind of error. Now just to avoid error, what we can do here is, instead of giving the minus operator, give it as a except operator. Instead of minus operator, give it as a except operator. Just I will ping you this query also in the group chat. So this is my target query. If I'm going to run the only target query, we are going to get the 6 records. I want to compare those 6 records on top of the source table by applying the requirement. That's the reason we are building our source query like this by applying the requirement. This data we are comparing with our target table. Whenever you want to compare the data, actually we need to use the minus operator. But in the MySQL, we don't have the minus operator. Instead of minus operator, we are having the operator called as a except operator. And with the help of this operator, we can able to perform the validation. For that reason, instead of using the minus, what I'm doing here, I'm giving it as a except. Okay. Now tell me, in the real time, we need to perform only target query minus source query, or we need to perform the reverse operation also? We need to perform source query minus target query also. Which means what we can do here, simply same query I'm giving one more time, but just I'm changing the positions and first I'm giving the source query, then I am giving target table query. So first we are given the source query, then we are given the target query. Okay, just observe here. This source minus target query giving output as empty set. What is the meaning of empty set? Between source and target, all the records are matching. What about the target minus source? There also we are getting output as an empty set, which is nothing but everything is matching. Just I'm giving this query also in the Telegram group. So this is the way we can able to perform source query minus target query and target query minus source query. Now tell me, so far what validations we have done? Data validations or count validations? We perform the data validations, because whenever we are given the star operator, it is considering the data from the table, and indirectly we are performing our data validations. But other than data validations, what is the one more validations we need to perform? We need to perform the count validations. Now here, just I want to give the query like this. Select count of star from employee. Sorry, student underscore source, select count of star from student underscore target. Now just observe here and a few minutes. I am given the individual queries like this. Select a count of star from the student source table. What is the output we are getting? 2 records or 2 value. It's a 1 record. In that 1 record, what is the value we are getting? 2. Select a count of star from the target. In the target, how many records we are getting? Output 1 record. But in that 1 record, what is the value we are getting? 6. Okay. Now what I'm doing here is I'm giving it as a select a count of star from student underscore source, except select count of star from student underscore TGT. Now tell me what is the output we are going to get. As we discussed in morning, first query given the value as a 2, second query given the value as a 6, 2 minus 6 or 2 except 6. What is the output? We are getting output as a 2. Okay, just for showing you this Sunday, we are doing all these kind of practicals. I think morning some people are getting the confusion. If you are having those kind of confusions, we cannot able to understand the coming classes Sunday. For that reason, to avoid that confusion, just I'm quickly showing all these things in the practical way. So this is the way I'm proving that if you are given the 2 minus 6, what is the output we are going to get? 2. But tell me, is it the correct query? We need to perform the count validations by applying the requirement or without applying the requirement. By applying the requirement, we need to perform the count validation. So for that reason, what is the query we can able to prepare? Same query, just I'm taking. In this query, what's the modification? Just give it as count of star. Here also I'm giving count of star from. On top of this query, just we are adding the count of star from and D. Now tell me here, indirectly, what is the concept we are applying? We are sending one query as input to the other query. What we are doing indirectly?
Inline subquery.
It's a subquery, Sandy. Now in this example, what type of subquery we are using? What type of subquery it is?
Inline.
It's a inline subquery. In the morning, in the 11:45 session, we discussed, Sandy. Whenever we are going to use the from statement for the purpose of writing a subquery, such kind of subqueries we can able to call it as an inline subquery. Now here, just I'm trying to run this query. Any cases, this query will execute or give any error. It will give error. See, what's the error? Every derived table must have its own alias, and indirectly, whenever we are writing the inline subqueries, what is the rule we discussed? Compulsory, we have to give the alias name. For that reason, just I'm giving the alias name is X, for example, here. Now run this query. Now what's happening? Count is matching after applying the requirement. With the target table query, we are getting output as a 6. With the source query also, we are getting output as a 6. 6 minus 6, we are getting it as a 0, or we are getting output as an empty set. We are getting output as a empty set. And after this explanation also, still if anyone is having the still confusion, please ask me. Just I'm pinging this query also for your convenience. So what we have done here indirectly, we performed the data validations and also we performed the count validations. This is the way in real time also we are going to perform the validations. In real time, as a developer, we are going to perform the above kind of validations. For that reason, just I want to repeat the same topic one more time with the practical Sunday. Still, if you are having any kind of confusions or questions, please ask me. Okay. Now tell me, how much time it taken to complete this practice? It max 10 minutes only, but for this also people are saying time is not there only. So see here, whatever the examples I'm giving, I cannot able to run all the examples in my system, because if I'm trying to run the queries, what will happen? It will take more amount of time. Instead of that, if I can able to give the more examples, those examples are going to helpful to you for the purpose of understanding. That's the reason some of the examples I'm explaining directly in the Excel sheet. After completion of the class, what you can do? Already I'm given the structure of the table. Already I'm given the data also. Already I'm given the target table output also. If I'm giving everything, what you can do, Andy? Just you can able to create the table structure. You need to insert the data. With that, you can able to perform the practice. Don't expect everything from my side only. Those days are gone, because at the beginning, because you don't know about the MySQL, at that time I given the create statements, I given the insert commands and everything. Now you are in the position from the last 20 days onwards, we are doing the practice on the all the queries only. With that, what do you need to do? Whenever I'm giving any examples in the Excel sheet, immediately after completion of the class, you need to create your own table. You need to insert the data. After that, you need to frame the query and you need to run all these examples only. Now, actually, morning we discussed this whole example around 40 to 45 minutes. But as part of execution, how much time it taken? Within 10 to 50 minutes, you can able to perform the practice. But when it can able to happen? If you are focusing and if you are doing continuously, automatically in very short amount of time, we can able to perform the practicals only. So that's the reason I'm saying that whenever I'm not executing any queries in the database system, don't think that from your side, you also no need to execute only. From my side, why I'm not executing? To cover the more examples. From your side, if you want to get the better understanding, whatever the examples we are discussing in the Excel sheet, every example, please run it in the MySQL. With that only, you can able to get the clear picture what we are doing. For example, on any topic, if you are having the confusion, what you can do? Just create the table, write the query, run the query, try to understand what is happening. For example, morning we spent a lot of time to understand why it is given the 0, why it is given the 1 record, something like that, right? To avoid this kind of confusion, what you can do after completion of the class, just to give the select contrast from the table, except select a contrast from the second table, you can able to verify how it is given the output. With that also, you can able to avoid the confusion. Sandy, if you are getting any kind of confusion, how to avoid the confusion? One option, raise the questions in the class. Second option, after completion of the class, try to execute same examples in your system. With that, you can able to understand what is happening on top of your SQL statements. Only just to understand about that, I given this whole example again one more time. Okay. Still, if you are having any questions, please ask me. Online people or offline people. Everything is clear? Okay. Now just we'll try to understand next topic. So we are having some string functions only in MySQL. So all these string functions are very simple. No need to spend much amount of time on this topic. Okay, just observe here. So within the single query, I am trying to pass all the string functions at a time, because all these are very basic functions and no need to spend much time on top of all these basic functions. For that reason, within the single query, I applied all the functions like this. Just I will give the quick walkthrough about all these functions. With that, you can able to run it in your system. First one, we are having the concat function. What is the meaning of concat? It will concat multiple string values by depending on your requirement. Here I'm giving the quality, thought, and in between I'm given the space symbol. We are giving all these string values in the single quote only. Quality, single quote, space, single quote, thought, single quote. Now if I'm going to apply the concatenation, what will happen? It will give output as a quality, space, thought. In the same way, if you want to concatenate 10 columns or 100 columns or 1000 columns, just we can able to give it as a concat of column 1 comma, column 2 comma, column 3 comma. Like that, you can able to pass any number of columns by depending on our requirement. In the same way, what is the purpose of upper? By seeing the name only, you can able to understand. To convert lower case to the uppercase. Okay. In the same way, what about lower? To convert uppercase to lower case. And what about length? To find number of letters in the string field, we are going to use the function called as a length. In the same way, we are having the substring function. Whenever you want to pull the part of the string, for example, I am having the string was like this. From this string, I want to pull the data from second letter to 3 letters. And this is the way I want to get the data from the second letter. Next 3 letters I want to get into my output screen. Indirectly, what you want to do, I want to get the part of the string. Whenever you want to retrieve the part of the string, here we are going to use the function called as a substring. In the same way, left function, which is nothing but from the left side, if you want to fetch the particular number of letters, in this example, I want to fetch the 3 letters. So what is the output we can able to get? Left of Srinivas, comma 3. What would be the output? Any guesses? It is giving from the left side, it will give the 3 values. And in the same way, right of Srinivas, comma 3. What is the value we are going to get? From the right side, it will give the 3 values, which is nothing but we are getting output as a was. Okay. So like that, if from the left side, if you want to pull the particular number of letters, or from the right side, if you want to pull the particular number of letters, then we are going to use the function called as a left function and right function. In the same way, what is the replace? The name only you can able to find out the answer. If you want to replace any particular letters by depending on the requirement, then we can able to go for the replace function. As part of replace, we have to give the 3 parameters only. First one is your value. Second one, with what value you want, what is the value you want to replace? With what value you want to replace? Now tell me, if I'm going to run this, what is the output we are going to get? We are going to get the BPPLE. So instead of APPLE, we are going to get output as a BPPLE. That is the way we are going to get the data. And next one, trim function. Actually, whenever we are going to apply the trim function, it will remove all the spaces from the front side and back side. Again, this is the one of the question. I'm having data like this. Now I'm applying the trim function on top of this. Trim function will remove all the spaces, but tell me here, if I'm going to run this query, what is the output we are going to get? Any guesses? Are we going to get output as a Srinu Vasu, or we are getting it as a Srinu space was? Obviously, we are going to get the second output, and at any point of time, we are going to apply the trim function. It will remove the spaces, but from where it will remove the spaces? From the front side and from the back side. But some people are given the answer, it is going to remove the spaces in between also, but that's a completely wrong statement, and it is going to remove the spaces from the both the sides of your string field. Whenever we are having such kind of requirement, then we are going to apply the trim function. Okay. Now, in the same way, what about the altering? To remove the spaces only from the left side. What about altering?
Right.
Spaces from the right side, we are given the R trim. In the same way, what about the char length? This is also to find out the number of letters, and indirectly we can able to say length function and char length both are going to work in the same way. Just we are having the two different functions. It is given the length, and this also going to give the length only. In the same way, what about the reverse? To reverse the string. What about in string?
In string.
See, for example, here I want to find out position of letter I. Tell me in which position we are having letter I. First letter is S, second letter is R, third letter is I, which is nothing but here I want to get output as a 3, and if you want to find out position of a particular letter within the string field, then what we can do, we can able to apply the function called as a in string function. Whenever you want to find out position of a particular letter, then we can able to go for the in string function. Okay. In the same way, lpad. So for example, I'm having the data like this. Hi. Now here I want to get it as hi question. Indirectly, what I'm doing, I am padding few particular letters on top of your string field. Now, if you want to do the padding in the right side, we need to go for R pad. If you want to do the padding in the left side, we need to go for the L pad and D. But for this one, what is the input we are giving? Your string value. After that, we need to specify how many number of times you want to add the letter and which letter you want to add. So as part of our example, what is the letter I want to add? Question mark. That's the reason we are giving the question mark as a third argument. How many times you want to add? 5 times. So we are given the argument as a 5 in the second argument. With that, we can able to add the question mark 5 number of times on the right side. In the same way, my requirement is I want to add few letters left side for particular number of times. Then what we can do? We can go for the lpad and D. So this is the way. It's very simple function. That's the reason I don't want to spend much time on top of these basic functions and D. But I am giving all these examples in the single query. With that, you can able to understand how these functions are going to work in our database system. At the same time, if you see here below, I'm giving what is the purpose of concat, what is the purpose of upper, lower, length, substring, all this information I given here. Please go through this only. Just I will give you the 5 minutes of time. Please run the query. Please go through this. If you have any kind of questions, we can able to have a discussion. Just I'm pinging it in the Telegram group. Sir, why you are not given the real-time example on this? Don't ask me the real-time example on this study, because these are very basic functions. That's the reason I don't want to spend much time on top of these basic examples. Just I sent you the Telegram group. Please run this query in your system and just verify the output of each and every function. Okay, discussions are not required, Andy, so please do the practice silently. Yeah, if you're discussing about the topic, well and good. Otherwise, please do the practice silently. It won't disturb the other people. No other reason. Sorry. The character in general we are using to find out the number of letters in the special characters. But here I don't have any example for the special character. I'm not giving that. But generally we are using that for the to find out special characters length.
We didn't create any table for this thing.
Yeah, that's the reason here I'm giving the from GUL. It's a kind of a system table. See what I'm doing? I am giving the from GUL. It's a kind of a system table. On top of this, directly you can able to run the query.
System table, we can insert our data.
No, it's not required. So here, what I'm doing, I'm giving all the values, hardcode values. Am I giving any column names here? No, right? If you see, I'm giving the concat of quality comma third. Quality is a hardcode value, thought is a hardcode value. I am passing all the hardcode values. For that reason, no need to create the table, no need to load the data. Just run the same query, whatever I sent to you. You can get the output, but just to verify how those functions are working while giving the data in the output screen. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
As you told, right, for LPAD and RPAD, we will get 5 question marks,
Yes.
but we get only 3 question
Three
marks.
question marks, sir. Same doubts.
Just 1 second, I'm checking that. Yeah, small correction from my side. Just a few minutes, please listen here. Small correction from my side. So actually, whenever we are given the LPAD earlier, what we discussed, if I'm given the high, if I'm given the 5 comma question mark, it will add question mark 5 number of times, but that's not working correctly. That's not a correct statement actually. So what will happen here is, it is trying to make your complete string as a 5 letters. So what is going to happen? It is trying to make your complete string as a 5 letters. Out of 5 letters, already which letters we given? 2 letters as a high. Remaining how many letters are pending? 3. For that reason, only it is adding the question mark as a 3 times. And please try to understand, it's my mistake actually. Instead of adding it as a 5 number of times, what is going to happen? It is trying to make your string as a 5 letters, but already 2 letters are available as a H and I. For that reason, remaining 3 times it is going to add the question marks. For that reason, it is adding only 3 question marks. Okay. Now, for example, if I'm giving like this, any guesses what is the output of this one?
Only one
We are
string.
given the 6, which is nothing but it is trying to fill your string with the 6 number of letters, but already in the string how many letters we are having? 5, which is nothing but only 1 letter is pending. There it will add the question mark. It's given the output as a string. This is the way we are going to get the data. Sorry, it's my mistake, Andy. Sorry? I didn't get that. Huh? No, rename is the different command, right? If you are given the rename, what will happen? It will change the table name. Replace is different and rename is different. Right? Okay. All are done? Okay. Just I will give one more example. Try to give the answer for this. For example, I'm having a small table, same employee table. Here we are having the ename column. In this ename column, we are having the data like this. And for example, I'm having data as Srinu space Vasu. Now my requirement is I want to get output. In the output, I want to get it as ename. Without space, I want to get the data. What we can do? So here my requirement is I want to get the output. I want to get the data for Srinu. See, actually, it's a single column. In the single column, we are having the Srinu space Vasu. But I want to get output as a without space. So what we can do?
Replace function.
Replace. Okay, so we'll see that. Select start from. Just I create a small table for understanding and it. Okay. I'm giving replace function of ename column, comma. I want to replace space with blank value from sample underscore emp table. Okay. If you observe here, if you are given the replace function, what is the requirement indirectly? I want to remove the space in between the string value. If you want to remove the space in between the string value, already as we discussed, we are having the replace function. What you want to do here? I want to replace the space with the blank value. For that reason, just I'm given the replace function like this. And what I'm doing here, I'm given the replace function like this. By using this, here it is going to replace the space value with the blank value. With that, automatically what will happen? You are going to get output as a Srinu Vasu. Okay, this is the correct query. But now my question is here, without using replace function, I want to get this output. So please try to perform this operation from your side and try to give the answer. So I'm giving the data also to you for your convenience only. So I send the sample table. In the sample table, we are having the only single column called as a ename column. In that ename column, we inserted the value called as a Srinu space Vasu. Now my requirement is in the output, I want to get output as a Srinu Vasu without using the replace function. try to apply your analytical skills and try to apply all the string functions already whatever we discussed, Randy. With that, you can able to easily write the query. I given the table structure, I given the single record for your practice purpose. Please insert that record into the table. After that, try to frame the query to get the data without having the space. Don't write the query in the air. Please write the query in the system. If you are writing query in the air, what will happen? You will feel everything is correct only. But if you are going to enter in the system, then everything you are going to get the syntax errors. Please write the query in the system. Just I'm giving the clue also, Randy. Whatever the string functions just now we discussed, you need to use the multiple functions, and with that you have to frame the query. Only thing is nothing but you need to apply your analytical skills. That's it. Don't think about how to remove the 2 spaces or 3 spaces, and first try to remove the 1 space, then we'll think about the other spaces. Done. In interviews, they won't go this much of time on it. Try something. Whether you're getting answer or not, that's a different story. And at least if you're trying something, you can understand what functions we are having and how we can able to achieve the requirement. Even if you're failing, also nothing is going to happen. You can able to correct yourself. If anyone done, please send it in the Zoom chat. Only to me. Don't send it to everyone. Simply other people will copy. I'm restricting all the way, sir. Someone give us some interesting answer. Who is this? You only. Okay. So you are given the 5 because you know the length before the space. If you don't know the length, it's correct only, but I need the generic answer. I'm not saying this is wrong, this is correct answer, but in generic, how we can able to give instead of giving the number of letters like this. Okay, so just I will give the quick walkthrough only. So please see here. So what is the requirement here? I want to remove the space on top of the string value. So indirectly here, I want to get Srinu and I want to get Vasu. Now tell me, for example, if you can able to get the Srinu and Vasu, then what we can do here simply, we can able to perform the concat operation. what we can do, we can able to perform the concat operation. So I want to pick the Srinu separately. I want to pick the Vasu separately. After that, on top of that, I can able to perform the concat operation. But tell me, on what basis you want to pick the Srinu? Before the space, whatever the data we are having indirectly here, before the space, whatever data we are having, I want to fetch the data, which is nothing but Srinu. After that, after the space, whatever the data we are having, I want to pick those letters. I want to get output as a Vasu. After that, what we can do here, simply we can able to perform the concat operation. With that, we can able to get the output. But indirectly, on top of this entire name, you want to get the part of the name or you want to get the full name here? I want to get the part of the name. Till which part you want to get? Before the space, I want to get it. Indirectly, you want to get the substring only. Now tell me, if you want to get the part of the string, what is the function we can able to use? We can go for the substring. Okay. Now, what is the syntax of the substring? We have to give the substring of column name, comma. You need to give the starting position. From that position till how much position you want to get the data. That is the value we need to provide. If you want to give manually, what we can do here? We can give it as a 1, 5. Because I want to get data from the first letter. Till which letter we want to get? Till 5th letter I want to get it. So for that reason, we can give it as a ename of 1, 5 only. Now, for example, instead of having the name like this, I'm having data like this. Now tell me, if I'm given the 1, 5, will it work? If I'm given the 1, 5, it will give the only string. It will not give the A and D. But my requirement is I want to get the A also. For that reason, instead of hard coding the 5, I want to apply some other operation. Any guesses what we have to apply? So indirectly see, before the space, I want to get the data, which is nothing but first we need to find out in which position we are having the space and how to find out the position. We are having the position function. So what I will do here is I will apply position function, position of column name, comma, which position you want to find out? Space position I want to find out. Now tell me, with this position function on top of the string value, what is the value we are going to get? With this position function on top of the string value, what is the output we are going to get? We are having the space at the which position? 6th position. But you want to get the data till the 6th position or before the 6th position? Before the 6th position. So what we have to do? On top of this position, just we can able to add the -1. So what is going to happen? I am given the starting position. By default, I want to get the data from the first letter. So we are given the 1. So for 1, we are not giving the hard coding because I want to get the data from the first letter. So we are giving it as a 1. But till where you want to get the data? Before the space, you want to get the data. That's the reason. First, I will try to find out what is the position of the space. After that, I am performing the minus operation. Here, what is the position of the space? 6. 6 minus 1 is nothing but 5, which is nothing but it is taking indirectly 1, 5 only. Now tell me, what is the meaning of this 1, 5 here? Substring. It will give output as a only Srinu. This is the first part. Now how to get the second part? Now you try to give the answer. I want to get the data after the space. Again, do we need to go for substring function or not? You want to get the complete string, or again you want to put the part of the string only? Again, I want to get the only part of the string only. So we have to go for again substring function. Substring of ename, comma 7. Comma. Now we need to give the 7. Starting position, comma ending position. Coming to starting position, I am giving 7 hardcode value. But tell me, is it the correct one? Here I am giving the hardcode value as a 7 because in the 7th position we are having the B letter. But is it applicable for generic way? For example, see, I am having Srinu A space was. Now, if I am given the 7, what will happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From the space value, it is going to take the data, which is nothing but this is not the correct way for the purpose of doing the hard coding. And I don't want to do the hard coding of the starting value. Now, what we need to do?
Position of ename space -5
here. Now here, after the space, you want to get the data. Earlier, what we did before the space, which is nothing but first we are finding the position of the space. After that, we are giving the -1. Now, what we need to do? After the space onwards, I want to get the data. For that reason, what I will do here is I will give position of ename, comma space within the single quote. Now tell me, we need to give the +1 or -1? We need to give the +1. Why we are giving the +1 and after the space onwards, I want to get the data. For that reason, we are giving the +1. Now what is going to happen? Where we are having the space? 6th position. 6 plus 1 is nothing but it is taking the value as a 7. After that, After that, from the 7th letter, how many letters you want to get? I want to get all the letters after the 7th question, and for that reason, what we can do here is, I am giving simply length of ename. Now tell me what will happen indirectly because of writing the query like this. It will take substring of ename, comma, here position of the space is nothing but 6th position, 6 plus 1, 7, comma, what is the length of ename? We are having total 10 letters, so it is taking the value as a 10. Now tell me, what is the output of substring of ename, comma, 7, ename of 7, comma, 10? Substring of ename, comma, 7, comma, 10. What is the output we are going to get? It is starting from the 7th position. From the 7th position, it is trying to give the 10 letters only. But how many letters are available? Only 4. If 10 letters are available, it will give the 10 letters. But here we are having the only 4 letters. So for that reason, what will happen? Whatever the number of letters are available, only those letters will be getting on top of your output, which is nothing but by using this whole function, we can able to get data for Vasu. But tell me, you want to get the individual values or you want to get the combined value? I want to get the combined value. How to do the combine?
Concat.
We have to go for concat of, I am giving this whole function, first function, comma, I am giving this second function. This is the way, sorry. What I'm doing here, I am given the concat of first functions for to get the Srinu. I am given the concat of second one to get the Vasu, which is nothing but it is going to apply the concatenation between first substring and second substring. With that, you can able to get the data. Just I will run this query on the table. Sorry, Andy. So instead of using the position function, we are going to use the string function. We don't have the position function. In Teradata, we are having the position function. But coming to by SQL, we are having the string function. By using the string function, you can able to find out the position of the space. With that, we can able to get the data. Now, just I will try to run this one. See what's happening here? We can able to get the output as a without having the space. Okay, I know same requirement we can able to achieve by using the replace function. With the replace function, with a single line of the code, we can able to get the output. But why I'm asking to do this one, Andy? Because with this single example, you can able to get the exploration on top of the substring function, in-string function, and you can able to perform the length function. You can able to use the concat function. Multiple functions we can able to use by using the single example. That's the reason just I asked you to do this activity, Andy. So this is the way simply we can able to achieve the requirement. And instead of position, we are giving in-string. Just for our convenience, I'm pinging this query in the group. But don't blindly run the query, and so try to understand how we are achieving the requirement. Just I'm repeating the one more time. Here, I want to get the data before the space values, and I want to get all the data after the space values, and those values I want to concatenate. With that, we can able to get output as a Srinu Vasu, which is nothing but I am understanding the requirement. I am planning how to build the requirement. So I want to get all the data before the space. For that, I am given the substring function. Why we are going to the substring function? From this complete name, I want to get the only part of the name. For that reason, we are applying the substring function. After that, substring of column name, we need to give the starting position. We need to give the ending position. From the first letter numbers, I want to get the data. So we are giving the starting position as a 1. After that, I am given the in-string position, in-string function. Why? Because before the space, I want to get the data. If you want to get the before the space, first we need to understand what is the position of the space, and to find out the position, we are going to use the function called as a in-string function. With the in-string function, you can able to find out the position as a 6. But you want to get the data till 6th position or before the 6th position. Before the 6th position, for that reason, we are giving it as a -1. With that, you can able to get the values as a ename, 1, 5. With that, you can able to get output as a Srinu. In the same way, coming to second part, I want to get the data after the space ending. For that reason, again we are going to apply the substring function. We are given the ename. Now here, come into starting position. What we have to specify? After the space, I want to get the data. For that reason, first we need to find out the position of the space. After that, we are given the +1, which is nothing but after the space symbol, I want to get the data. After the space symbol, I want to get all the letters. For that reason, I am giving it as a length of ename. With this, you can able to get the second value, second word. And after getting the both the words, what we have to do? We need to perform the concatenation. For that reason, I am given the concat of substring 1, substring 2. With this, we can able to get the output. In the single query, we are applying the concat, substring, instring, and length function. This is the way we are going to write the queries as part of our real time also. If you see the individual functions, Andy, it will looks very easy. But in the real time, are we going to use the individual functions, or we are going to combine the multiple functions? We are going to combine multiple functions like above. With that, we will frame our queries. Any questions on top of this requirement, please ask me here. Okay, now see, for example, in this table, I'm having the 2 records, and just I inserted the one more record, qual space to something like this. Now, if I'm going to run the same query, will this query will work for the second record? Just we'll see that. Whatever the query we prepared, just I'm running the same query. Now in this table, I'm having the one more record only. Here also we are having the space. Now if I'm going to run this query, it is going to run for all the records because we written the generic query or we given the hardcode values. We written the kind of a generic query only. So wherever we are having the space, it is going to deal automatically. That's the reason, just for to show you that I added the one more record like this. After that, if I'm going to run the same query, what will happen? It will remove the space in all the values of your data in the ename column. Okay. Process something. That's the difference, but we'll discuss. Okay. So if you are having the 4, 5 spaces, then we can go for the replace function only. Okay. Actually, for this requirement also, what we can do, we can go for the replace function only. But just to understand how we can able to use the multiple functions together, I given this example. Without using the replace, if you want to achieve the requirement, this is the way we can able to apply. Now, for example, you are having Srinu space, Vasu space, P space, something like that. You are having so many spaces. In that situation, instead of complicating the query, what we can do here, simply by using the replace function, we can able to achieve that requirement. Just I'm giving this example to understand how we can able to use the multiple string functions in the single query. It's clear? Okay. In the same way, just I will try to explain about the date functions and just observe here. Okay. So these are all the different date functions we are having. Whatever the way we discussed about the string functions, you can do the practice on all the date functions in the single query like this only. If you observe here, first one what I'm giving, or you only try to give the answer. What is the current date? Which is going to give the current date. Okay, whatever the current date in the system, the current date value it is going to populate. What about now? Now is nothing but it is going to populate the current time only. So current date is nothing but it is given the date value, current date value. But coming to now, what will happen? It is going to populate the timestamp value. It is given the y by MMDD, hours, minutes, seconds. All that information will populate with the help of the now function. After that, I am given the date add function. If you remember, in the morning we discussed already. What is the purpose of date add? it will add the particular number of the days by depending on our requirement. Here for the today's date, I want to add the 1 week of information. So if you want to do that operation, we can able to add the date underscore add. Whenever you want to add the number of days or whenever you want to decrease the number of days and then we can able to go for the date underscore add and date underscore sub function. What is the date underscore sub? It is subtracting the number of days. Okay, above one is nothing but it is adding the number of the days. Next one is nothing but it is going to subtract the number of the days by depending on our requirement. In the same way, whenever you want to change the format of the date in the output screen, then we can able to use the function called as a date underscore format. Whenever you want to change the format of the date, then we can able to go for date underscore format. Okay, tell me what are the different date formats we can able to see? Y hyphen hyphen dd, or we can able to see hyphen dd hyphen y, or we are going to see dd hyphen hyphen y, or we are going to see y slash slash dd. So like this we can able to see the different types of the formats and in whatever the format you want to convert. So then what we can do here, we are going to use the function called as a date format function. Now in the same way, for example, we are having the date column or we are having the timestamp column. From the timestamp column or date column, you want to fetch the only day information. For example, I'm having data 2023 08 21. Now from this, I want to fetch the only day. What is the day? I want to get only 21. Whenever we are having that kind of requirement, we are going to use the function called as a day function. Day of your date column, day of your timestamp column. With that, what we can do here, we can able to fetch the only day value only. In the same way, if you want to fetch the month value, here what is the month? 08. If you want to fetch the only month value, what we can do here, we are going to use the function called as a month function. In the same way, if you want to fetch the only year value, we can able to get the year. We can able to use the function called as a year function. With these three functions, we can able to fetch the day, or you can fetch the month, or you can able to fetch the year. In the same way, what is the day name? Any guess? If you want to populate the name of the day, Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, and if you are having any such kind of requirement, then you can able to give it as a day name. What is the weekday? In that week, what is the day of the week and day? So for example, today is the 21 and today is the Monday. So indirectly it is giving output as a 2 because Monday is the second day in the week. For that reason, you are going to get output as a 2 here. Whenever you want to get the weekday, then we can able to use the function called as a weekday. Then what about the week?
Week number.
In this year, what is the current week number? If you want to find that information, we can able to use the function called as a week. But what is the current week number? Any idea? Just we can able to check it in the Google and so you can able to search with current week number. It is giving some value. If I'm going to give this function with that, what will happen? We are going to get the same output. In the same way, what is the current quarter? That we can able to say. What's the current quarter? I think it's a third quarter. August is a month only, but what is the quarter? What is the meaning of quarter? Every 3 months is a 1 quarter. I think this is the third quarter. If you want to get that information, we can able to go for the quarter. In the same way, hour. What is the meaning of hour? From the timestamp, if you want to fetch the only hour information, we can go for hour function. In the same way, from the timestamp, if you want to fetch the only minutes information, we can go for minute function. If you want to fetch only seconds information, we can go for the second. In the same way, between the timestamps, if you want to see the differences only, then we are going to use the function called as a timestamp difference like this. All these are again simply basic date functions only. No need to discuss about much on all these topics. That's the reason just I'm putting all these functions in the single query. With that, you can able to understand how we can able to utilize all these functions as part of writing our SQL statements. Okay. Again, what I'm going to here is just I'm sending this information in the group. Please run the query and please check the output. Try to understand how it is working. Again, I'm repeating the same thing. Don't think that why I'm not giving the more examples, and because all these are the very basic functions. By seeing only, you can able to understand. For that reason, I'm not spending much amount of time, but I'm giving the queries to you. I'm giving the information also. With that, try to understand how these date functions are going to work in our database system. Okay, if you run the query, try to understand the output also. So with that, we can able to say date functions are completed and string functions are completed. Only one pending topic was there, which is nothing but window functions. This topic we'll discuss in the tomorrow session because it's a kind of advanced topic, but it's very easy. I will give the examples tomorrow, but if I'm going to discuss now, might be you can't able to digest all these things. But tomorrow we'll discuss about the Windows function. With that, mostly we are going to complete the database concepts, and I will cross verify one more time. If any pending topics are there, we'll discuss about the database concepts. Otherwise, I can able to say with the Windows functions, we are going to complete the database functions. Yeah, we are having the views on it. This is one topic is there. What is the view? What is the purpose of the view? What types of the views we are having? That is the one more topic pending in the database side. So with these two things, we can able to complete our database concepts. What is the meaning of completion? Just relax and chill. So from my side, it's completed. And from your side, till when you have to perform the practice? Till you are getting the job? No. After getting the job also, you have to perform the practice. Otherwise, you will forget all these things. Okay. Just want to check one more thing.
Format functions.
Which format functions? So just want to check one-on-one discussions. As per my knowledge, I completed for the 13 people and offline people, 13 offline people. Anyone still pending from the 19th batch? Okay. How many? Okay, we'll do one thing. Okay, this is one thing. Okay, so we'll do one thing. So tomorrow we'll try to complete all the offline people one-on-one discussion. With that, I will start the discussion with the online people. So some people are asking from the online, so I will have the discussion with them also. I will try to complete this one-on-one discussions by this Thursday. And as I told you morning, this weekend, we are going to have the mock interview. So from my side, BigQuery almost completed. It's completed. Only 1 or 2 topics are pending. Database concepts also almost completed. Only 1 or 2 topics are pending. So this weekend, we are going to have the mock interviews. Please prepare for the mock interviews. Okay. And one more thing. Assignment 2. So far, I think I received the mails from only 24 people. Okay, remaining people, please try to complete the assignment as soon as possible. Don't think that I'm not tracking, and I'm tracking everything here. Okay, because I'm not giving the replies to anyone, because if I need to go through all the things, it will take good amount of time. I'm checking how many people are doing and how many people are not doing. Please try to complete that. And what I can do here is, for assignment 1 and for assignment 2, I will share answers. After sharing the answers, what you can do? Please cross-verify yourself whether your answers are correct or not. With that, you can able to do the validation. Otherwise, for these many people, if I want to do the validations, it will take very good amount of time. And for that reason, I will share the answer sheets. Now, if I'm going to share the answer sheets, what's the problem? People who haven't completed, what they will do? They will do copy paste. Okay, if you're doing this mistake, what it means? If you're doing this mistake, what it means indirectly? You are cheating yourself, and if you are cheating yourself, it's not at all good. Okay, so I'm sharing the answer sheets, answers for all the questions, but don't try to copy paste the same answers and send it to me. And it's not for the sake of only for the purpose of doing. You have to understand and you need to perform the practice. Okay, and this answer sheet might be I will share it in the by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay, and this is one pending item from my end, and I will give the assignment tree, which is going to contain all joins, string functions, and subqueries, and window functions, and the combination of all these topics. And I will give the assignment 3. With that, we can able to complete end-to-end on top of our database concepts. Okay, this is the plan. So going forward, your burden will increase or decrease? Day by day it will increase, and it won't decrease here. Okay, and just I want to say one more thing. Don't feel bad at it. So please enjoy the work. Okay, once you are going to enjoy the work, automatically you will motivate yourself. And if you are feeling bad, what will happen every day? You are going to demotivate yourself only. So don't feel bad. Whatever you can do, please complete all those things. Wherever you are stuck, please come and discuss with me. I am not unable to perform that operation or this operation. I will give some kind of solutions. And otherwise, what will happen if you are going to feel the bad? Every day you are going to the demotivate status. If you are going to the demotivation status, what will happen? You cannot able to focus on the classes. Okay, because still we need to discuss so many things, and so I will cover all the things with the proper examples and by understanding way. But please try to utilize all these things. With this, what will happen? in 1 or 2 months, you can able to get the results and whatever the hard work you are doing currently, for this hard work, you can able to see the results within 1 or 2 months. Once you are going to get the job, what will happen? You will forget all this kind of hard work and that's the reason, please do the hard work for next to 2 months also. With that, you can able to get the job. Once you are going to get the job, then you can able to relax yourself. Is it clear? Okay. Okay, then if no one have any questions, we can able to wrap up the today's session. Online people,
Sir,
any
can you
questions?
please share them today's?
Yeah, I will share it.
Start the Python, right?
Yeah, just one last question only. 1 second. One last thing, question, not question. It's the announcement. They asked me to share this announcement for 2 days onwards only. I hope already you know this announcement. People who all are pending with the fees, please complete the fees only. This is one thing. And people who all are pending with the agreements, please complete that. People who all are need to give the checks, please complete this activity. Don't try to ask them from those people multiple times only. So for them also it is not good. For you also it is not good. If you are having any kind of exceptions, please take the permission. If you are going to take the permission, they won't disturb you only. For example, you want to pay fee after 2 days or 3 days, please communicate with them. If you are going to communicate with them, they won't disturb you only. And one more thing, if you are not going to do all these activities, they said that they are going to remove your accesses. After removing the access, automatically what will happen? Your ego will hurt. Am I right? Okay, once ego is going to hurt, what will happen? You will start thinking negatively. Okay, even if I'm skipping one topic, you will feel that there is a kind of a blunder mistake only, because already your ego hurt, right? To satisfy that ego, you are coming in the different directions. Don't go into that mode. Okay, obviously you have to pay the fee, and from our side I need to deliver everything. Okay, it should be going the mutual way only. If you are dealing with the properly everything, automatically you won't go into this kind of negative mode. Otherwise what will happen? Unnecessarily we are going into the negative mode. Once we are going into the negative mode, what will happen? Everything you are going to see in the negative mode only. That's the reason, obviously how to pay the fee. From my side, we have to deliver all the content and we'll do both the things together. So with that, no one will go into the negative mode and no one egos will hurt. Is it clear? And one more last thing, it's my sincere request or suggestion, don't argument with admin team. See what they are doing? They are doing their duty. So who is given the duty to them? From the high level management, they are given the duty only. Whatever the task high level management is giving, they are doing their duty. As part of doing their duty, so they need to ask all the fees, or they need to ask so many things only. Please cooperate with them. Okay, if you are going to argue with them, what will happen? They will argue with you and you are going to argue with them. After that, you are coming to the class. So then where your brain will sit? You want to take the revenge on top of that admin person. So your brain will revolving on that only. You cannot able to focus on the class only. So before coming to the class, please come with the positive mindset. While leaving also, please go with the positive mindset. With that, what will happen? You will be in the relaxed mode. Otherwise, you will be again, ego will hurt. Again, you will go in the negative mode. If you are going in the negative mode, if you are coming in the negative mode, or if you are going in the negative mode, what is going to happen? It will damage yourself only. That's the reason. Please don't do all these kind of unnecessary things. Andy, if you have any kind of problem, please go and discuss with the management. Don't do the arguments with the admin team and lab assistant also. Yeah, I hope no one is doing, but just I'm giving the suggestion. It might be going forward. If anyone want to do that, don't do that activity. Please cooperate with everyone. Andy. So if you are going to cooperate, definitely she also going to cooperate with you, and she will resolve all your questions. With that, we can go in the mutual direction. Any question? Okay. Yeah, there's a few announcements just I want to give from my side, and that's all. We'll meet you in the tomorrow session.
Sir.
Yeah, please.
Morning session I have asked about the fatal error.
Yeah, can you please share your screen, and just 1 second. I'm giving the access to you.
Yes.